Hi and welcome to another video update from the Fire Brigades Union here at the Union's annual conference in Blackpool, where the conference was addressed today by Shadow Chancellor John McDonnell. John, you addressed conference, as we say. What was your message to the firefighters?
Well, the message is this, basically, that we've experienced austerity now for 7 years under this government. We know what it's like. 17% cuts, 10,000 firefighters' jobs have gone. Attacks on terms and conditions, we saw what they did to our pensions as well. Now's the time for change, and there's an opportunity for all firefighters on June the 8th now to turn the world around, basically, get rid of this government and have a government that they can work with. Jeremy Corbyn's made it absolutely clear. For the future of the fire service, it will be determined in discussion and consultation with the FBU and the government when we go into power. We'll end austerity. That'll be it. No more cuts. And we'll sit down and look at the workforce planning that we need. What staff do we need? Where do we want firefighters? We'll tackle this issue about the pay cap as well. We've had a pay cap now that effectively has cut wages now for 7 years. Many of our members now are finding it really tough. So we want to end the pay cap and just stop the assault on firefighters' paying conditions that have gone on for the last 7 years. We had a world-class service, and it was based upon well-paid, relatively well-paid, well-trained, extremely committed firefighters. We've still got that commitment. Our firefighters are heroes and heroines. They go out and risk their lives every day. But there's been assault on their pensions, on their pay, and their terms and conditions are continuously under assault as a result of this government. It's not acceptable.
No, absolutely. I think that's something that all delegates have been talking about the last 2 or 3 days. Now, something as firefighters, when we're campaigning on the streets against cuts of service, although we always got overwhelming public support, the question's always asked of us by the public: what would you do to deal with the deficit? Where's the money coming from? Where's the investment? How would you answer them?
Okay, let's be absolutely clear. We've got a very strong fiscal credibility rule that was designed for us by leading economists, globally leading economists, in which we're saying basically, yes, we'll get rid of the deficit over a 5-year period. We'll ensure that we don't increase the debt. And remember, under this government, they've increased the debt by 700 billion. They could be going out of power, having virtually doubled the debt. And in addition to that, they promised that they'd eradicate the deficit in 5 years. They're not even going to do it in 10 years if they stay in power. So we have a very strong fiscal credibility rule, and it's based upon this really, is that you only borrow to invest to grow the economy. You don't borrow for day-to-day expenditure. And the way that you balance day-to-day expenditure is you have a fair taxation system. And that means basically making sure the corporations and the rich do pay their way. But also you tackle tax evasion and tax avoidance, which we've seen exposed in this country on an industrial scale. And we've seen this government go into sweetheart deals with companies like Google, who owned, 20 billion and then only paid 200. It's just extraordinary. It's extraordinary what's been going on. So what we need now is a fair taxation system. In that way, we can afford the public services that we need. We need to tackle tax evasion and tax avoidance. And at the same time, we do need to invest in our economy so that we can grow it. On that basis, yes, we can have prosperity in our country, but we've got to ensure that prosperity is shared by everybody. We can't have a situation where, as we saw in the Sunday Times Rich List this week, the rich are becoming extremely rich and actually other people's wages and conditions are actually stagnating.
And John, just finally, the general election now is just weeks away. I mean, this video will be going out to firefighters watching the stations up and down the country. What can they do to get involved in the campaign for a Labour government?
Look, the key issue for us now is that we've got 4 weeks. We know that our policies are popular. We know every time we trail things like investing in the fire service, renationalising rail, having a fair taxation system, ending the privatisation of our NHS, what we get is absolute overwhelming support. Now we've got to translate that into a Labour vote on June the 8th. So this is the moment, this is the opportunity that we've got of having a government that will work on behalf of working people. Look, I'll just give you this example really. We're the 6th richest country in the world. 1,250,000 people visited food banks last year. It cannot be right in a rich country that we have people who can't feed themselves. The same with homelessness doubling. But people are under pressure. Middle and low earners are under pressure. That's why we're saying we're not going to increase income tax or VAT or national insurance contributions from those on middle and low earners. For those earning over £80,000 a year, we're going to ask for something a little bit more of a contribution, and in that way establish a fairer society. So the key thing now is get out on the doorsteps, talk to your friends, talk to your family, get the arguments across and say we can transform this country, but it needs a vote for Labour on June the 8th.
John, thanks very much. For more updates on the work of the union in the build-up to the general election, please go to our website. That's www.fbu.org.uk. And you can follow us on Twitter for more immediate updates, and that's @FBU National. Until next time, thanks very much, and thanks, John.